Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to the final One Hub Racing stream on F1 22, and what a better way to wrap up this game cycle with some fun little races for a bit of fun for all the drivers, and we're streaming it live on this Twitch channel. So my name is Jess Ball, your commentator for this evening, and joining me for one final time this season to wrap this game cycle to a close, we've got Tom once again. Tom, how you doing?
Hello Jess, and hello to everyone. Looking forward to some cracking action. 5-lap race around the Red Bull Ring with a couple more 25% races to follow. Of course, it is a good way to say goodbye to F1 22 as F1 23 is around the corner. I'm sure there's a lot of drivers who are very much looking forward to it, looking forward to the change. There's some new features included in that. And but in the meantime, we've got some action to enjoy. And so what exactly is the whole purpose of this one-off send-off, Jess? How would you sum it up?
Well, basically, we've had some really great seasons at One Hub Racing on the F1 22 game, and since the release of F1 23, like you were saying, is just around the corner, we thought we would have 3 races to mark the occasion and basically for the drivers just have a bit of fun without much pressure at all. So we've got one 5-lap race around Austria, and then we've got 2 25% races. They'll be running the official cars, which was first come, first served, I believe. I think they were choosing their teammates. The 3 tracks, they were voted for by the drivers on Discord. They were voted on Monday or Tuesday, and they were given till Wednesday. And that's why we got the 3 tracks today. Dynamic weather as well, so unfortunately we did not have an influence on the weather. Too late to change anyone's minds about that, but that's going to make it interesting. Let's look at the drivers, because we are about to start very quickly. Some of them are not here, so a few of them have changed. We got the good old Nick, who's racing for the first time since September 22, believe it or not. He's the big boss of this league, so good to have him here. Colin is his teammate tonight. We have Scorpion and Casper in the Red Bull. We have Hooky and Harvey in the Ferrari. We've got Luke and Cam in the Harvey Ace. I need to get his name right at one point. We've got Rageman and Tristan in the Alpine. Samba and Nick in the AlphaTauri. Lukey and Waitsy in the Aston Martin. We've got Quinn and Canarmed in the Williams. We got Waze and Joshua Evans in the Alfa Romeo, and we got Cam Rules and Rydog in the Haas. Crossplay events, we've got a mixture of PC, Xbox and PS drivers as well. Some of them have raced in One Hub before, some people haven't, and some people are making a return after a few seasons off. And we're starting tonight's proceedings with an overcast race around Austria, Tom.
Yes, indeed. So 4.3 kilometres of this racetrack that is located in the Styrian Mountains, hence why we had this Styrian Grand Prix on a couple of occasions in 2020 and 2021, when Austria, of course, held a double event in those years. It was a weird time for us all, wasn't it? Of course, we've only got about 15 seconds to go, Jess, so I'll let you do the honours for the race start, because I think we're going straight into a race, aren't we?
Yes, we are. The drivers are very keen to get going tonight, which is great to see, and they kindly waited for us to do our introductions before we started, so thank you very much to all the drivers. So here we go then, for 5 laps around the Styrian Mountains, the 5 where lights are on, and it is random grid. And we are racing. It's a good start from, I think, one of the Red Bulls, actually, as we make their way towards turn number 1. Casper. Oh, there's a bit of contact in the background as well, as one of the AlphaTauris has gone off, and there's been some collisions already in the background. Turn 1 could get very, very messy. A lot of ghosting going along, so I hope that is fixed, fingers crossed, but they now are heading towards turn number 3 now. Could get very hairy at the best of times, especially when they only have 5 laps to do it. Has a few spinners, but we got Ace, who's leading, Nick in second, Casper third. We've got Canarmed and Hooky trying to go for a battle. Lukey tries to go down the inside of Rageman, as Rageman tried to cover him off as well. Lukey up to 6th place as well. So far, pretty clean for most drivers, but there has been some trouble at the back, as Josh, I think, went off. So, yeah, Josh was one of the drivers that went off down in 18th.
Tristan's had a spin at turn 4 as well. It's pretty much nailed. And Nick's had an off. Nick has spun on the exit of turn number 7, and he's going to fall down to the back, most certainly. So that's his race already compromised. But it's Harvey who leads at the end of lap 1, with Casper in 2nd place, C Unarmed in 3rd, Hookie 4th, Lukey, Rageman, Cam Rules, Colin, Luke, and Cam K Mum in your top 10 at the end of the opening lap, as they look to continue to string along. Hopefully no more collisions between now and the end of the race. We'd like to see some racing, really. The DRS will only be open after lap 2, so not going to have a lot of opportunities to get any moves done. And we've just seen a McLaren of Luke dive into the inside of Colin, into the Remus curve. He's able to get the move done, but will the Mercedes fight back?
We'll have to wait and see. We've got, I think, Colin trying to fight out from the other McLaren as well, as we've got an AlphaTauri and a McLaren trying to go down the inside as well. That is very, very brave. There's one Alpine that's just spun. That is Rage Man, so that's a bit unfortunate. But Colin struggling a little bit from Samba. Don't forget Samba racing this as well, and he's a very quick driver in one-hour racing, so good to have him back tonight as well. He's racing on the PS tonight. He usually races on the PC. Yeah, we don't have to worry about safety cars in this 5-lapper as well, as we head towards lap number 3. As you were saying, DRS is enabled. Who's going to make the jump into turn 1? I think we could see some brave moves being made there as well, as Rageman unfortunately spins again, but here comes Luke. He done it 1 lap ago. He's going to try and go do it again. The right-hand side, he goes up the hill through turn 2, heading towards turn number 3. We've got Samba's going to do the same thing. It's going to be 3 wide. They just about keep it on the island, but Cam takes full advantage of that. Overtakes 2 cars in the space of 1 turn, and he's up into 6th place. Colin trying to gain back positions. He's got past Cam Rules now, and Colin is up into 9th, but Cam also tries to fight back to a lot of squirmy in the background. Waitsy has also overtaken Cam too, and he's at the back of the Mercedes. So Waitsy up into 10th position, Tom.
Yeah, so when Lukey made that move, Camrose was fighting with him, and Camrose has lost out horribly in that 2nd sector of the lap. He was in P7 and is now down to 11th place. He's lost out horribly, as we see a few more penalties being dished out. There are only 2-second time penalties, so not the 3 seconds that you would normally expect from 25% or beyond. As we begin the penultimate lap, we can see DRS being used by Casper as he comes out of the last turn, and now we're coming out of turn 1, and he's got an opportunity to go for a move. But how clever will he be with this, Jess? Because he's got another DRS zone to come up to.
Yes, he does. Here comes Cam, who's been very, very brave before, but Hookie's going to be like, you know what, I could get the pair of you in one corner. Someone spun, that's Cam. Cam has gone for a spin, so he's shot all the way down into 14th spot. But here comes Samba, who started in the middle part of the grid then, as he trying to fend off Luke. And now he's got Hookie to contend with as well. Samba is a faster driver, so you would expect him to be quicker, but you never know. Austria is a short circuit, so ability will be closer than ever. And Samba goes around the outside as one of the other McLarens has spun. It's not a good day for McLaren, it looks like, as Luke has gone for a spin. There's 2 Lukes and 2 Nicks in this lobby, which makes things entirely confusing. But Waitsy up to 7th place now as he overtakes Colin. Ace still leads, and Canarmed, actually, we haven't seen him race before at One Hub Race. Good to have him here as well. And he also entered the giveaway as he tries to get past Casper. Good slipstream, good straight line speed. He could get Ace as well as he dives it down the right hand side into turn number 3. Ace trying to cover him off as well. Don't forget he came at the back of a win in Brazil as well with a really brilliant strategy call. As Kanam could try and get the fight for the win here. He does. Oh, bit of contact there as well. That could have gave Casper an opportunity. Casper overtakes Ace too. And this could be a 3-way fight then as well. Ace drops it back a little bit. Lukey can fight back. You never know as well that all 20 cars are still in this race. As the Williams driver still got a few more corners to go until he can class himself as a race winner. Rageman has retired on the exit of turn 3. So not good for him as Canarmed goes across the line and wins the first race of the evening. Casper in 2nd, Ace in 3rd, Lukey in 4th, Samba 5th. No, Samba got 6th actually, as Hookie got less penalties than him. Waitsy 7th, Colin 8th, Cam in 9th, and Quinn rounds up your top 10. Then we've got Luke, Cam, Waze, Josh, Nick down in 15th, 2 Nicks in 15th and 16th actually. Then we got Scorpion in 17th, Tristan 18th. Then we just got Rydog, who's on the Xbox platform, to cross the line. So I was expecting it to be a lot more carnage, and I did say keep it clean in Austria, and most people did that. So hopefully that sets a precedent for many races to come, but we'll see.
Don't know whether the damage mod is on or not, Jess. You might have to fill me in on that. But yeah, it was quite a pretty much elbows out throughout that 5 laps. It was a very short one for the drivers, but that at least has warmed her up for what's to come later on. So good win in the end for C Unarmed. He fought for it, and he will be happy to kickstart the night with victory to his name. And hopefully we'll see more of that in the next race, which will be at Spa-Francorchamps. And with it being an 11-lap race, I would expect to see pit stops in that too. And I don't know whether the safety car mod is up, so you might have to...
I will double check in a minute for you. And I got some interesting facts about the 25% race, which I'll go through that in just a moment as well, which is going to be the first time, I think, since the early seasons. I think about season 14 or 15 that this is happening, but we'll go through that in a minute. Or it might be season 13, I can't remember. But Codemasters wins the first race, a Welshman, which is great to see, as Casper in second, Ace in third, Lukey fourth. We've got Hooky, Samba, Waitsy, Colin, Cam, Quinn, Luke, Cam, Waze, Josh, Nick, Scorpion, Tristan, Rydog, and only one retirement from this race of Rageman, and the fastest lap set by Tristan with a 1 minute 5.699. So time now for the second race of the evening, and we're going to have a little bit of a break in between just so they can get everything ready. I'm assuming it won't be that much long of a break as well, and there's been some naughty people that readied up too early as well, but obviously, since it's a send-off, there's going to be no penalties for that as well. But yeah, one interesting thing about the 25%ers is we usually do a 2-stop in all events that we do, but today's event's going to be different. Only 1 stop is required for these 25%, because if we do a 25% and had to do 2 stops, everyone's going to pick lap 1 and lap 2, get it over and done with. So 1 stop for both races. Should make things very interesting. That does mean we may only get one or 2 strategies, but you know, I think we thought we may change up a bit because we haven't done a 1-stop race in so long, Tom.
So I'm just looking to see whether the damage mod is on at the moment. Just browsing through for those who are wondering. The safety car is on reduced.
The damage is on standard with damage rate on reduced.
Okay, so
at least it's
that
on.
explains it. Yeah.
I think the main reason why they got those settings because it's just a one-off, a send-off race. They don't want to have too much damage on because otherwise it could end people's races. But yeah, a bit of information about Belgium as I need to try and find the tracks. There we go. I found that track scene. There we go. So this is one of 2 circuits of Formula 1 that has an exception from the FIA regulations in terms of Grade 1 circuits. So the rules are, the regulation states it has to be within 3.5 kilometres to 7 kilometres the circuit. Spa's 7.004 kilometres, and it's one of 2 circuits to have an exception to the rule. The other one being, of course, Monaco, which is just under that. First year of Formula 1 where the inaugural Formula 1 Championship happened, 1950. Fangio won the first one as well. And the circuit remained on the calendar throughout the 1960s. Jim Clark was quite dominant back in those days as well. But there was a really long circuit. There was high speed as well. And there was a race that counted in 1969. There was a big campaign launched by Jackie Stewart too. So thank goodness that is back to the 7 kilometres that we know today. That was introduced in 1979, and then Formula 1 returned to this circuit back in 1983, and then it's been a regular place on the calendar since, apart from obviously 2021, where we didn't race because it was too wet. But that was where we saw George Russell get his first podium too as well. So that's some interesting facts about the track as well. There's been some debates on whether Spa should be on the calendar, but it's such an iconic track. I don't think they should ever get rid of it.
Well, they say they don't ever want to get rid of it. I can't even remember the last Belgian Grand Prix. I think, blimey, what a brilliant race that was. I can't even remember the last time, Jess. So I think there's an argument to what's been said. I think it's a track for World Endurance Championship racing.
Yes.
In terms of Formula One, I'm not 100% sure. But I think what's destroying the legacy of Spa hosting Formula One races is the DRS zone on the Kemmel Straight, because it's far too effective. And they need to reduce the length of the zone, if not get rid of it, to make the challenge still there for the driver to get overtakes done. I suppose the only thing is they've only got 44 laps of racing for a Grand Prix round Spa, so the number of opportunities to get moved on the Kemmel Straight is less than what you would see on most circuits. A little bit of a correction as well, Jess, about Spa, is that the last time the Belgian Grand Prix was held outside of Spa was in 1984.
Was that Zolder? Yes, Zolder. Yeah, I did have that in my notes. For some reason, I didn't read it. I just glossed over it. That's odd, but luckily Tom pointed that out as well, which is great to see. Hopefully, we like to get some interaction in the chat as well. Let us know where you're watching from as well, and let us know what you're looking forward to for F123. F123 is coming out very soon. We don't have long to wait. It comes out on Tuesday for the Champions Edition. If you have the extra money, it is very expensive this year, but if you do have the extra money, you get to play it on a Tuesday. Or of course, the standard version, which is out on Friday. And lucky console players, you don't have to wait until like 7 AM UK time on release day. You could actually play it at midnight in your time zone as well. So they're back. So I think that for the last time that was done, I think it was either F1 2020 or it was F1 2021. The last time it was released at midnight. So yeah, so it's back to midnight on console, which I think is really, really good. I always loved playing at midnight with my friends as well. I was literally counting down until the game was unlocking on my PlayStation, and then boom, it got unlocked. Was playing for an hour, and then that was all good. So let me know what you're most looking forward to anyway. And Steam, I think, is around 3-4 AM, which I don't know why it's releasing then on Steam, but hey ho, it happens. But Tom, we're about to get underway for Belgium as well. Back on F122, back to reality, of course, as well. And yeah, one stop race. What tyre do you think they'll start? Will most people want to start on a sauce, or will we see a few medium starters, do you think?
I think we'll probably see the softs being used at the start, because you never know with the carnage potentially. More drivers, if they start getting their elbows out too much at the beginning of the race, then they'll want to go on to the mediums or the hards for the remainder of the stint. If they start on the mediums or the hards, it's not a good scenario, so I'd probably expect most of them to begin on the soft compound. But we'll see around Spa, as we mentioned. Its contract is up at the end of this year, but there's uncertainty whether we will have a new contract for it, or if there will be a new contract for it. If so, it'll probably be a 1-year extension. But there is a rumour potentially of it maybe alternating with Zandvoort, given the competition for places on the calendar. That's just a rumour, but that's something I've learned from sources I've seen on the internet. Either way, well, in case you're wondering about tyres, well, it's not going to be the slicks. It's definitely going to be what looks like intermediate conditions, so that's going to provide even more of a challenge for the drivers. Will the rain deteriorate, or will it begin to evaporate as the race goes on, and we could well see some drivers heading for the pits for slicks at the towards the end. So we're a few seconds away from the start, Jess, so I'll let you do the honours once more.
Exactly. I need to check one thing I forgot to check is if formation lap's on. I checked about safety. It's not. Okay, so we're about to get underway then. The 5 red lights are on random grid once again. We've got Williams on pole. Which Williams it is, we'll have to wait and see. Canam last time's race winner is on pole, and he gets a brilliant run heading towards that source. A lot of squirms in the background as well. We got Hookie, who hopefully will rejoin us soon right in the middle of that as well. Casper getting a brilliant launch too. He's leading in towards turn 2 as they head up El Rouge. He's already pulling away. Lukey as well gets a good start. We already got our first retirement of cam rules, and we have got our... Wow, we've got our first safety car of the evening. and we haven't even reached our rouge yet. So there we go.
Well, someone else is in the wall. Waste is in the wall at Eau Rouge.
Ah, I didn't caught that. But yeah, 2 drivers are out pretty much similar corners. I don't think many people are going to pit. If it's dry, they're going to wait until it's dry, and if it stays wet, they may stick it out for the whole race. But we will see what happens.
Well, do you remember from the charity race in Brazil, Jess, where someone pitted him for, I think it was the intermediates or the full wets or something?
Inters.
It was at Inters, and the track was still bone dry, but as the rain came down, whilst the safety car was out, they were already on intermediates, and by the race got back underway, he was on the best tyres possible.
It was ace.
It was ace, wasn't it? Yeah, so he'll be thinking very long and hard about that in case the rain does begin to disappear. But there's a long way to go yet in this race. We will be under safety car conditions until the end of lap 3, so there will be a couple of laps behind it, and it gives us an opportunity to maybe talk a little bit about what to expect on F1 23, Jess. What have One Hub Racing potentially have got to offer?
Well, unfortunately, we can't tell you very much about what we've got planned, but we can tell you we've got some really nice prizes in store as well, but all will be revealed soon on One Hub Racing's Twitter, around about, well, we're not going to tell you when we're going to reveal it either, but we've got some really good plans as well, and all the management, we all met in a call. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Sunday. It was Sunday. We all met in a call, and Nick was there as well, who was going to be returning to owner capacity as well after having some more time as well, because he's got some more days off. And it's great to see the ideas he has as well, and what energy and enthusiasm he brings to the team as well, and motivation too. And it seemed like the whole management team was motivated in general to get season 23 underway, and we're excited about the plans and excited to get going. Quite a few of us have updated roles for the new season as well, which is great to see, but again, all will be revealed as well. So yeah, I think we've got a lot of high hopes for the new season as well, and something that I think everyone hopefully should look forward to as well. And I'm very, very excited, and I hope you will be as well. Obviously, since of your capacity in F1, you probably won't be commentating much this season, because obviously you're working in Formula 1, but obviously you'll have a reserve role from time to time as well. But obviously I can't reveal much, but what are you looking forward to most about the new game?
Well, they've got the new circuits of Losail and Las Vegas being included. We've got the updated Barcelona track and Marina Bay Street circuit in Singapore, as far as I understand from your social media post, Jess, about that.
Yeah, Marina Bay circuit won't be available on launch though, I believe, according to the article. It will be available, I don't know when, but it will be available, I think, before they go racing there as well, because they just got to do a few more changes. I think it might be the last minute thing, I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the new circuits as well, and seeing how that goes. Hopefully crossplay is a bit more stable as well, because there were a few times where I did get a few screen freezes and there was a bit laggy at times, so hopefully crossplay is a bit better as well. And I just generally hope to have some more fun racing, because the handling on F1 22, it was all right to start with, but as I started to turn the assist off and do medium traction, it was very difficult, and you would spin everywhere, and the car wasn't as responsive. So hopefully we'll have a more different, nice feel to it, hopefully. But we'll obviously find out once the game releases about that as well. And there's one thing that F1 have made a big hype about on the new game as well: introduction of red flags. That's going to spice things up as well. Apparently a community requested feature as well. Last on the game, I think on F1 2013, I believe. So I think red flags are going to be fun. Hopefully they're not good, people are not going to abuse it too much, because otherwise red flags could get too much. But there is a setting where you can reduce it, I believe, as well. As far as I'm aware from the deep dives that Natalie Pinkham did. But yeah, red flags are a thing as well. And you can race against and as Nigel Mansell on this year's game as well. So that's the thing I'm very excited about as well.
I think you can also play as Kamui Kobayashi. Well, you can have Kamui Kobayashi and Pastor Maldonado.
Oh, Maldonado, yeah. Yeah. Who won the Spanish Grand Prix in 2012? The GOAT.
The last Williams driver to do that. And remarkably, Williams are still in the sport. In terms of where they'll end up being in the long term remains to be in question, but it's nice to see the legendary Williams name to still be around, even though it's not run by a member of the Williams family, whether it's Claire Williams or Sir Frank or anyone else.
James, this time it's Jay. I can't remember his name.
James Fowles, who previously was at Mercedes.
To be fair, he's not doing too bad. It's a shame that the car is not performing well in some circuits, but he does bring the best on some drivers as well. And there's been certain drivers that have really impressed me this year, even though some people don't notice how well they perform due to the fact they don't have the best car, but they have been outperforming it. Zhou Guanyu has had a really good season as well. Yuki Tsunoda as well. Those two, I think, for me, out of the midfield drivers, I think have been the most improved in general. And I've been very, very impressed with him, in particular with Zhou Guanyu as well. It's his second season as well. And people overrated him at first because he's a paid driver, blah, de, blah, de, blah. But I have to say, he's definitely, I think, silencing critics, as it were. I think he's doing a brilliant job in Formula One. And at the moment, I hate to give it to any Bottas fans, but at the moment he's outperforming Bottas in the Alfa Romeo currently, and that is great to see. I like Zhou Guanyu, and I hope he continues in the sport for a long time because he's a promising driver. And safety car, Tom, is in this lap.
Yep, so the rain is still on the circuit, so there's no sign of any drivers thinking of ducking in for slicks just yet. It's far too wet anyway, so they may as well just stick with what they've got. But Casper is looking to get a good restart here. It's questions to how long he will leave it for. I've got a feeling he may wait until the very last moment, if I'm honest with you, because otherwise someone may get a good run on him coming out of the bus stop chicane, but we'll see. It's a bit of a game of chess now, really, these safety car restarts, but hopefully Casper doesn't not do a Mugello 2020, because the bottom... Oh, he's off!
Already done? Jesus, he went off the circuit. Careful, Casper. And Tristan got 5-second penalty, but Canard managed to avoid that, and he's leading. And now he's going to be controlling the safety car. Does he floor it? It's going to take a while. Oh, it's Lukey's got a bit of wheel spin as well. That's going to allow Samba to go side by side with him, heading towards that source as they go up the hill. A bit of contact already. Hookie's gone for a spin too. Cab's up to 6th place. Waity trying to go side by side as well. Very brave move from Cam as well. And awesome job for him as Cam trying to dive up the inside of El Rouge of all places on ace. He's up to 5th, so Cam had a good restart as well. Here comes Josh on the back of Luke as well. Oh, they almost made contact with each other. Almost an unsafe rejoin from Josh, but Josh goes back on the circuit very nicely indeed. Now Josh tries to take it down the right-hand side of Hookie. And Josh is a very nice guy, actually. I've spoken to him just before we came on air, and for the first time, actually. And yeah, generally nice bloke as well, and nice to see him racing in one hub. As Waitsy and Ace going together as well. Waitsy tries to go the long way around, and Waitsy gets Ace up into 6th position. Casper, unfortunately, is down into 16th place. We have one pitter. That was Quinn. He didn't make headway, unfortunately. I think he may have been caught up in the carnage as well, as Tristan had some trouble with Axlock, I think, in the last couple of laps. So that's why they're struggling as well. But Canam, just like in Austria, is leading this race.
He is, and that raises my question as well, Jess. Now because it's wet conditions, will they still have to take that mandatory pit stop?
No, they don't have to. On this game, if it stays like this, they don't have to. It's like with any F1 game as well, and I believe it'll be like that on F1 23, but once the release of F1 23 happens on Tuesday, I'll definitely be trying that out, as here comes Samba, who looking like he could be a threat to Canard as well. We're already about to start lap 5 of 11. Don't forget it's a 20-minute race. Or Canard making a mistake. He got a bit squarey on throttle as well. It is very, very hard on traction in the wet on this game. Something, again, I hope they improve for F1 23. Because driving in the wet, I have to say, I don't like on this game. F1 2020 is so much fun to drive in the wet. I think that was the last game that I absolutely was good driving in the wet, but not this game, unfortunately. But here comes Samba. He's got a bit of slipstream and tow from Kanam, so he's going to come, dives it to the left into Kemmel Straight, and heading into towards Lecom. Nicely done from Samba. And we're getting used to him like this, but he's leading, which is great to see. Colin, by the way, he's having a good race, up to 4th. And don't forget, have we got 4 drivers in a row that are all in the same party? We've got Lukey, Colin, Cam, and Waitsy. So I wonder what they're going to be thinking in a party right now. If it was a league race, they'll be absolutely quiet. But if they're in a party like this for a fun race, they're not going to be quiet. They want to find an advantage of each other. Someone I did see have a spin in the background. That might be Rage Man, unfortunately.
I think it was Rydog. I think Rydog had a spin on the exit of Malmedy, but he's continued. So Samba taking the lead then from Cunard as he got the move on into Lecom. So Cunard down to P2, and we've got Lukey under threat from, well, I'll say he's under threat. It's Colin who's under threat actually from Camp K Mums. They go through the section of Campus and Stavolo, and now they come out of there no problem whatsoever. It's a tricky section to get right because you can, it's so easy for that inside curb to entice you to hit the apex so sweetly, but if you catch that curb, it can really cause you all sorts of problems. As Nick has got past Hooky for P11 coming out of Stavolo, so that's a move done for him. I think Casper's about to make a move on Tristan, or so he thought, but Tristan shuts the door for now. And so they begin the 6th lap. We're at the halfway point of this one. Don't expect there to be pit stops or anyone trying anything to get ahead of their rivals. It just depends on how quickly the rain stops, really. But on a track like this, you know, if you pit in with like 1 lap to go or 2 laps to go, others staying out in intermediates, it could really play into your hands.
Oh, Casper tries to dive it in on the inside last source. That's brave, if he can make it work, and he did. So Casper, 40th position, and he's chasing down his teammate Axelot for P13 now as well. Quite a few penalties for the drivers. Oh, that was close from the Alpine as well. That could have definitely ended in tears. Luckily, it didn't. Meanwhile, in the background, Josh gets past 8th for P7. Axelot now tries to... He almost got boxed in from Hooky and Casper and Tristan. 4 cars, actually. So he got very lucky that he didn't get collected and all of that. So great job to Axelot there, who's up into P12. Casper, he is definitely under all sorts of trouble. You've got Tristan fighting him, Rydog as well. Rydog fighting with every might, trying to get past. And I think it is getting light, or it might be just my eyes deceiving it. It is set to dynamic weather, remember.
Colin nearly dropped it before Campus.
Rydog almost lost it again.
Really are pushing hard out there now, aren't they? They're just trying to find where the grip is still, but you can see they're just almost squirming around trying to find grip as they come off the slower corners, really. But that doesn't seem to be deterring Samba at the moment. He's got a 2.6 second lead over everyone else, so he can take it very easy up front. Rydog's ahead of Tristan now, as Casper's got up to 13th position ahead of Hooky, but he's still got that time penalty hanging over him for track limits, I think it was. So yeah, he's got some work to do to really make up for that. So as we watch the McLaren of Cam K Mum look for a move on Colin into last source, but he can't do it there. As Waitsy looks to tuck in behind, but he's a bit too far back anyway, so he'll just want to sit in and wait before they get onto the Cam Straight to make a move on any of those up ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people being very patient, of course, as well, because you never know what the weather can throw at you as well. And 2 temps separating between Luke and Ace. As, oh no, Scorpion's off. Axelot is off through El Rouge. I don't think he's got damage. No, he does not. Not any visible damage, it looks like. But he's now down into last position out of the runners. We've got the 2 Nicks fighting for position as well. And I think the other Nick had an illegal overtake. Oh, Nick made contact. Which is not good, but it is hard in the wet conditions. So I wonder if one of them maybe got too early on the power, but we will see. It is just a fun race at the end of the day, and Nick G has also got penalties. So I'm going to call the AlphaTauri one Nick G, and I'll just call Nick because it's easier. I think the same as I call Luke and Lukey as well. It's about, why they have said the same names? It's just so confusing. But meanwhile, Casper is now going to try and fight Nick for P10. Here comes Casper. He's got the better grip, it looks like, heading towards Paul Fret. Don't forget, Nick had not played the game since around about September 2022. But he hasn't lost his spark, it looks like, Nick, and he's still fighting for this. Going up the hill towards Blanchimont. And Casper gets Nick for now, but for how much longer? There's also the other Nick there as well, Nick G. But we had a few spinners in the background once more, but I think everyone is still involved with the battle once more. Cam trying to go down the inside of the source. This time it works out. Cam's up to 4th place, but I know Colin is not going to go back without a fight. He's probably very frustrated in the party right now, and if he is, he probably say, Jess, you can read my mind, and that's probably true. But anyway, Colin then, he's going to use a bit of Slipstream then. He's got plenty of ERS too. I don't think he's used overtake yet. Cam, that was very, very brave as well. I think that caught Colin unawares there through the comp. So Cam stays in 4th position. We'll then jump back to Casper and Nick. Nick has dropped about a second on Casper, unfortunately, but still time until the end of this race. And Tom, it stopped raining.
It has, but how quickly will the track dry up before we start seeing drivers ducking in for slicks? I would imagine there's going to be 1 or 2 pitting in at the end of this lap to get softs on, so that's going to be interesting to see how much of an undercut they can complete on those ahead.
Yes, indeed. So will be people on fresher tyres as well, like Quinn, but he's not making headway at the moment. Will those get to the end? I don't know. But Sambo's got a really convincing lead, 5.1 seconds. But we're going to see something what we saw in Brazil, but the opposite way around. But I don't think we're going to get another safety car. You never know. We could see people take the gamble. It may not be good for one lap, but the next lap it'll be absolutely fine. People will be in the pits and then people will breeze past. I think it will benefit mainly the ones at the front. So like Samba, Canard, Lukey, if they get it timed absolutely right and the others don't, they're going to be in the lead and maybe look on course to be winning this Belgian Grand Prix. I just noticed actually all 3 tracks that we've got on the calendar tonight are European tracks. So there we go. So no Oceania tracks, no Asia tracks, no Middle East tracks, just European. As Ace comes in, and unsurprisingly, he is going for the gamble there. He's going for the soft tyres. I think it's early personally, but I said that in Brazil in the charity race. I said, oh, it's too early, and then he went on to win the thing. But we'll see what he can do. Still a bit damp, so I doubt that's the right decision, but let's see if Ace can prove us wrong, but I doubt it at the moment, unfortunately. But nice gamble, though. It was nice to see someone make the gamble. He's going to be the guinea pig for everybody else now, as Tristan also goes for the softs. I wondered those two in the same party because they've both gone for the same tyre.
They have, and I'm just thinking of Harvey because he's on cold tyres still at the moment, so he just needs to make his way around the lap very, very gingerly, but he just needs to be careful with the Red Bull there. He's sliding, yeah, he's probably gone a little bit too soon, I think, as Harvey.
Yeah, way too soon. It's so damp.
Yeah, it's so damp. It's too early. It's not the right time for the slicks. Now, the DRS I don't think has been enabled yet either. So
no.
once that gets enabled, that's the indication that slicks are the tyres to be on.
Yes, I can't remember how much time you lose in the pit lane around Belgium. I'll need to double check that. 25.5 seconds. So, gap to leader at the moment. Hold on, let me... Gap to leader, it's 47 seconds, so no. Unfortunately, the gamble he did in Brazil is not going to pay off, unfortunately. He's losing so much time, but the ones that are going to benefit are the ones near the front, like I was saying as well. But let me get back up to interval once more. As Colin and Waitsy and Cam, they seem to be in a battle for this entire race, and I really do like that. I think I can tell that these 3 are having a little bit of fun, and I think that's what they wanted to achieve in this, well, it's not really a league race, is it? It's like an event for a bit of fun, of course, and we decided not to do another season, mainly because, obviously, people could get bored of the game, and we've had lots of one-off events to wrap up F122 in style. We had the charity race in April. We've had the time attack on the 5th of May for the weekend for the Miami Grand Prix. We had the retro race as well, which I raced in. I was in the back throughout the entire race. I didn't like F1 2019. Don't know why I raced. I probably should have been in the commentary box, but it was around Hockenheim. And then we had the giveaway. By the way, the results of the NLR time attack and the F1 23 giveaway. I said F1 22. We're going to be on F1 23, Sid. F1 23 giveaway. It will be announced after the stream. So we'll find out soon how many people entered and who has won each of those prizes. I'm quite jealous, actually, because, especially for the next level racing one, because the prize is worth a lot of money. But we're about to start the final lap of this Belgian Grand Prix. Track doesn't look like it's going to dry out, but here comes Colin. It's going to be 3 wide as Waitsy touched the wall just after Paul Frere. And that was a really bad mistake. He's absolutely going to be kicking himself, I think, going through there. That's allowing Josh to gain a position. Someone was going side by side there. I didn't see who that was. That might have been Josh and Waitsy, actually. But final lap we go. And it looks like no one is braving for the slicks, apart from obviously Nick, Ace and Hooky. So there we go. No one else is pitting then. So, yeah, it's just a race to the flag, it looks like, as well. Because don't forget, in one-stop races, you don't have to pit, obviously, if it's, and it's dry now. It's bone dry now. If we had another safety car, I think we would have seen people go on to slicks. But, unfortunately, it's too late. If we had one more lap, people would have braved it. But we could see maybe the likes of Nick or Hooky try and go for fastest lap, potentially.
I would say it's between those two for fastest lap, because I don't know if the DRS has been enabled
No,
yet.
it hasn't.
But no, so I think that's going to give Harvey. It'll be a shootout for the fastest lap, I think, between Ace, Harvey, Ace, Nick, and Hooky for that. But oh, and that's Samba who's just gone off the track at Pawn. I just noticed, but he's got a commanding lead anyway, so
Yes.
shouldn't need to worry about that. So it looks pretty set in stone.
DRS enabled.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. If we had one more lap or two, then we may have seen a little bit more action. But I just don't think we're not gonna get that now, unfortunately. So Samba is coming towards Blanchimont for the last time. He's got the bus stop chicane to get through. It's been an easy drive from the AlphaTauri pilot, and so it is going to be a dance for him here at Spa, and he takes it in wet, dry conditions. Samba wins the second race of the evening here in Spa in One Hub Racing in the send-off events. Kanan will finish second. And
we have a battle. We have two
so
McLarens, and we got Josh and Colin as well. My, oh my, that could be quite close to the end. So Kanan will finish second. Lukey will finish third. Colin will cross the line in fourth, but he's got a penalty. Who's going to finish fifth on the road? It's going to be Jack. Oh, the two McLarens photo finish. That was absolutely almighty. I think by, wow, 3 thousandths separate the two McLarens. I wish it was like that in real life, don't you think? As Waitsy 8, Casper 9, Ride Dog just about gets Nick on the road. Actually, no, it might be the other way around, but obviously Ride Dog got Nick on penalties. So Ride Dog in 10th, Nick 11th, got Quinn 11th. Harvey's gamble on the softs did not pay off. He's got the fastest lap for now. Is Nick going to beat it? Yes, Nick beats it. So Nick gets the fastest lap of the race. And there we go. That is your Belgian Grand Prix. Samba takes it. One more race to go, and then that would wrap up F1 22. Ride Dog gets driver of the day. We will not do driver of the days for this event as well. But what a commanding drive for him. It's an interesting gamble, actually, because if it was a 2-stop race, I think more gambles would have been made and more battles. But, you know, it happened. Samba celebrating 3 different constructors on the podium. And, yeah, hopefully the real-life race will be a bit more exciting as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Silverstone will be the next race coming up.
So we enjoyed that race, actually. We saw a mixture of conditions. A bit chaotic at the start, but I think it all calmed down, really.
Yes.
From then onwards, after the safety car had peeled in. A good win for Samba. He'll be happy with that. I don't know how much in terms of confidence that will give him for F1 23 coming up, but it's always nice to stand on the top step of a charity event, no matter what's on the line. So we go through the rest of the results. Samuel wins, Head of Kunam in second place. It's Lukey in third, Evans fourth, and it's Colin, Cam came on, Luke, Waitsy, Casper, and Rydog in the top 10. We've got Nick and Quinn in 11th and 12th, followed by Harvey and Nick in 13th and 14th places respectively. Axlock, Hooky, and Rageman were the rest of the finishers. Tristan crashed out, as did Waste and Camrolls on the opening lap.
Yes, a few people didn't even make it past Rouge as well, which caused obviously the first safety car of tonight as well. As I try and get my One Hub commentary notes, because it has all the sponsors. Because we're going to mention the sponsors, because I didn't do it at the last stream we did, which was annoying. Don't think I did. Did I? I can't remember. It's been a long time ago since I last streamed on the One Hub Twitch channel. But there we go. One more round to go in at Silverstone. But first of all as well, there's a few people in chat saying Waze is looking forward to uninstalling this game. I'm sure a lot of people will be doing that as well. I know I definitely won't, because I got some camera settings that I need to transfer over to the new game, which I really like, and hopefully it will be similar. And I'll have to probably make a few tweaks and maybe try out a few setups that were on F122, see if I need to amend stuff on F123 and stuff like that. But I think there will be certain people that will be uninstalling it after tonight as well. So there we go. So whilst I get my track notes, we will talk about the sponsors. So our sponsors for this season: Next Level Racing for sponsoring the league by providing prizes, and the winner of the Time Attack event, which we held earlier on in the year, will receive an FGT Light cockpit, which looks very, very nice, and it prices at £279. It is a lot of money, not gonna lie. Then we got Pure Sim Gear, sponsor the league by providing a new product. Not launched yet, to driving the most podiums. That was earlier on in the season. And also to Gamer Goo, sponsoring the league by providing Gamer Goo samples to trophy winners. And then Aztec Sim Sport, sponsor the league by providing a multitude of prizes with different ways to win them. And then we got our partners, Vespertine, partner with Vespertine, who support our official apparel. ERT, partner the ERT, go and get tough awards and league trophies, and also give their drivers free entry. And then we got SimGrid, powered by SimGrid, run our seasons through their community and platform. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Without our sponsors, obviously we wouldn't be here today. But Silverstone, home of British Motorsport, been held annually since 1950. Another iconic track which has such great racing as well, and a track which everyone likes going to. I'm actually going there in real life in about a couple of weeks' time, so I'm very much looking forward to that. But Silverstone definitely brings a special place in my heart.
It does, and I even remember my visit there back in 2005 during the Friday practice sessions that I went to with my dad. It was a nice day, of course, but I was a little bit overwhelmed by the sound of the V10s back then. They were a lot louder than I thought they were going to be, I'll be honest with that. So I had to put my fingers through my ears because I thought my eardrums were going to get damaged from off the engine sound. So but yeah, it was a good time anyway. I loved it. But in terms of Silverstone, it has undergone a lot of changes over the years as Silverstone in terms of the different circuit configurations. Most recent change has been the pits complex, which has seen the pit straight being moved to what is now known as the, sorry if I can get my words out, it's the Hamilton Straight. They renamed it a few years back.
I'm sitting there when I go there in a few weeks' time. That's where I'm going to be sitting in the Hamilton Straight. So I get to see the start at least, and I get a little bit of a view towards Dale and Club Corner. So that should be fun.
Yep. Hopefully won't get a repeat of the protesters on circuit either.
Oh God, no. My mum's predicting it's going to happen again, and I hope my mum's prediction doesn't come true.
Yeah. Well, you never know. We have seen a lot of sporting events that have been marred by protesters.
Berlin, Formula E.
Yeah, snooker.
Oh, yeah. So that's very odd as well, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe a few. I think there was like a rugby league or a rugby union match where someone invaded the pitch with like orange powder.
The thing I don't get about Formula E though, it's an electric event. That Formula E is one of the best sports for helping the environment, and then there have been energy and oil protests that are protesting a Formula E event, which is what I don't get at all. I found that very weird when I was watching it. Luckily, they got off the track very, very quickly. They had to abort the start and everything. It was just odd. Don't know why. But anyway, held only since 1950. The British Grand Prix I think there was one year where it hosted 2 races in Britain. One of them was the European Grand Prix at Donington. Where there was a threat that it was going to be the new home of the British Grand Prix from 2010, but there was a deal scrapped and Silverstone signed a very long contract to host the race until 2026. And obviously it used to be Woodcote being the start finish straight and Copse turn 1, which I do prefer, to be honest, but now Hamilton Straight and Abbey. 5.8 kilometres long, 18 turns, 8 to the left, 10 to the right, 2 DRS zones for overtaking, and we can see average lap speeds of over 150 miles an hour. Actually, is it probably more than that? But I don't know why I've written that. But anyway, I've written those notes ages ago as well. And apparently, Silverstone's the 3rd longest F1 circle on the current calendar, but I think it's now the 5th. I think we've got Jeddah as well, and Las Vegas may be one of them, but I don't know. I don't know how long Las Vegas is, but
Baku's another one.
Baku's another. Oh yeah, 6 kilometers. But I think I was watching Quadrant the other day, and Lando Norris posted a lap around Las Vegas, and while watching it, it was a very long lap actually. So it could be one of the longest circuits on the F1 calendar, but we will only find out once we race there ourselves as well. 12 British drivers have won the British Grand Prix. Obviously, one of them, Lewis Hamilton as well, but there's been multiple winners. Nigel Mansell, 4 wins. Jackie Stewart and David Coulthard, 2 wins. And in 17 races, unfortunately, Jenson Button has never won the British Grand Prix or even stood on the podium, which I feel quite gutted about because Jenson Button's one of my favourite F1 drivers. So, yeah. And one of my favourite moments, I think, was it 1992 when Nigel Mansell won his own Grand Prix and then he won the championship. And he was taking it in the home crowd, which was absolutely brilliant. I know I wasn't born then, but I did have a VHS. Yes, I'm that old. I had VHS and I had a Nigel Mansell tribute VHS, and one of the races that they had, I think Murray Walker was talking about it, was Silverstone 1992, and I remember that being such a great race. But Tom, we're about to get underway for the final race of the evening as well. And yeah, and Casper is just saying what happened in the safety car. He went too quickly and dropped it. So I'm guessing Tommy was too early on the throttle.
Yeah, so he was just being a bit too eager with the throttle, really, just not really considering the low level of grip on the track at the time. But I'm sure he'll make up for that here. It is going to be a sunny race at Silverstone, as far as I know anyway, so at least won't need to worry about grip as much this time.
Yes.
For your information, the British Grand Prix used to alternate between Silverstone and Brands Hatch, as well as there were a couple of years where it hosted the European Grand Prix in Brands Hatch in '83 and then in '85, while Silverstone was the home of the British Grand Prix.
Brands Hatch is so good. I like Brands Hatch. It's always fun to watch. And hopefully I could go to Brands Hatch this year, or maybe probably next year. It's looking more likely I can go to a Brands Hatch race for the BTCC. I've started to get into BTCC this year. It's really good, but we are going for the final race of the... This lobby is weird. Okay, it's going now. It's going. It's all good. Yes, don't forget these drivers have had setups for the entire night as well, so no fixed setup as well. But yes, there's certain drivers who I feel like will need redemption. Ray's being one of them. Obviously, Quinn didn't have the best of races. Rydog as well, Scorpion, and I think Samba and Kanam definitely want more race victories as well. It's anyone's game. And just a warning as well, just a heads up, after the Silverstone race, we'll be announcing the winners of the Time Attack event from Next Level Racing and the F1 23 giveaway, all done by Wales. So make sure you listen in straight after. Actually, stay tuned to the whole race, and then don't tune out after this one. Just wait until the giveaways are over. We also got a nice few things as well to do that. And I'll give you the heads up, by the way, Tom, before we start, just so you're not thrown in the deep end. I've done the starts for the last 2 races, and I can let you do the final start of F1 22. because I'm a nice person. I don't want to do all the starts. I don't want to hog everything. But yeah, nice sunny day at Silverstone as well. Actually built a new hotel around there as well. I was trying to get accommodation for that, but they sold out very, very quickly. So I had to get some hotels somewhere else instead, which was annoying, but kind of glad I did, because otherwise the hotel in Silverstone would have been expensive anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna let you do the start this time. This is gonna be exciting.
Yep. So I think the results of the previous race, does that determine the grid for this one? Because I'm pretty sure I saw something about the previous race result would determine the grid
yeah,
for
so
this one.
race 2, I think race 2 was the race 1 results. Grid decided by the results of race 1. I forgot to mention that, but you probably saw that on the graphic anyway. And race 3, grid decided by reversing results of race 2. That's probably why obviously we were waiting a long time, just so they could get the grid sorted and everything. But Tom, we're about to get started. For the final time, let's get cracking.
So for the last time in One Hub Racing, we are good to go for one last event. 11 laps around the Silverstone circuit, or 13 laps rather. The fire lights are on. It's lights out and away we go. Cameron Rolls gets off to not a very good start, as Shapeways is taking the lead already, although his car is controlled by the AI, so ignore that for now. Cameron Rolls effectively is in the lead. We've got a spinner involving one in the Mercedes.
That's
it looks
Nick.
like Nick has gone round. It's Nick who's gone round, so that's him at the back. But Cameron Rolls looks to give chase to the AI-controlled Shapeways, and it's Tristan in third place, Axel fourth, and it's Hooky who's just got ahead of him actually, with almost 3 abreast as they come towards the Wellington Straight now, coming out of Aintree, and Casper's got a time penalty already, almost banging wheels on the Wellington Straight. It's the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari as they come towards Luffield, as Brooklands rather, so we've got the Ferraris ahead of the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri into 4th position, and Camerals into the lead now ahead of Tristan.
Oh, spinner! There's one Red Bull that's had a spin, that's Axelock. So he joins Waity and Nick and the back, unfortunately. But we got a mixture of tyres. We got half on the soft, half on the mediums. Cam doing well to hold off Tristan, who is on fresh soft. So ideally, Tristan should be the one that gets past Cam. But unfortunately, he can't do it, unfortunately, as well. Casper's had a good start, but like you were saying, he's got a time penalty. Luke, this is the straight heading towards Stowe, and this is very key to get some slipstream. As Canal, unfortunately, he's trying to make his way through the pack, but he just can't. He just can't do it. It's literally impossible for him. So we have to wait and see, obviously, what happens as they make their way towards Van and Club, as Casper tries diving down the inside of the Ferrari, and he now goes the outside line now as well, as Casper gets past. Luke's going to try and get past in and to Abby as well, which he does. Luke's up to 5th. Brilliant moves as well by them as well. We're keeping an eye on Colin as well, who's also catching up in this fight. So the more these guys keep squabbling up front, the more chance it allows Colin, Josh, Samba and Ace to make headway. Ray's unfortunately has left the session again. So it looks like Luke is going to get past the AI car. Luckily Ghosting is on, so no trouble there as well. And don't forget, one of the longest pit lane losses in Formula 1, around about 30 seconds on this game, so it's very important that you time your pit stops correctly. One safety car could change things, as Hooky gets past Wade. Well, surely he's going to get past Wade as well. Hopefully the Ghost does not distract him in any way, shape or form as well. As Samba now on the back of Josh Evans. They've been fighting in the last race for a little bit as well. More time, either Colin gets past Wade. Hopefully Waze can join back soon, but heading towards Maggots, Beggots and Chapel, which looks absolutely lovely. Someone spun! Oh, that's Waze rejoining, I think. No, it's his teammate. It's his teammate. It's Josh. It's Josh has spun. Oh, he might be beached as well. Don't be beached. Oh, he can't get... Oh, he's waiting. Okay, he's waiting for the drivers to get past. Okay, panic over, but Ace and Nick both get past Waze.
So he was up there in the top 10, wasn't he, before he had that spin? So that's a bit of a shame there for Evans. So he's down at the back, onto the 3rd lap now. So DRS will be enabled. So Camerals will be able to get the DRS should he be within a second at the detection point for that. He is, but it looks to be too far back. It's worth noting that Tristan started the race on the softs, Camerals on the mediums. So they will have to make a pit stop in this one. In terms of when that will be, well, that's anyone's guess at the moment. So Tristan trying to break the toe on the Wellington Straight before they get to Brooklands. And Camerals is looking to stay in touch. We could well see a change for the lead very shortly by the time they get onto the Hangar Straight, which is where the second DRS zone is at. They used to have a third DRS zone, and that was on the Hamilton Straight back in 2018, but that was got rid because of an accident involving Marcus Ericsson. Because the thing is, the first corner, which is Abbey, is not a braking zone, so the drivers used to have to use the brakes ever so slightly or turn it off, turn the DRS off manually to avoid the cars spinning round. And that's what happened.
Spun! Lukey spun whilst he was trying to get past Waze into Cop's corner. So both the owners down in 17th and 18th. That's not good. But if I was racing, I would probably be near the back anyway. So I probably would have done worse than them, to be honest. Oh, Samba being very brave through Stowe. It's going to be free abreast. It's going to end up wrong.
Contact.
And all three of them have made synchronised spins, which was interesting. And yeah, 3 wide into Stowe does not work out, my friends. You never go 3 wide into Stowe because something like that happens. Meanwhile, Ace,
Rageman.
It was Rageman that spun, but Ace has overtaken him as well. And Waits is going to get past because don't forget Rageman is going to be on hot tyres as well through Abbey as well. I think people are starting to take more risks into the final race on F122 as well. And Waze is out of session again. I don't think he's going to rejoin, unfortunately. But we'll have to wait and see. No safety cars, though, touch wood. But Cam's going to fight again. Don't forget, I did a 50% race around here. These softs, even in a 50% race, can die absolutely quickly. So I expect these medium runners to be at a huge advantage here in these next few laps. So Tristan could struggle before he pits.
He could, and he's got Camerals looking to make a move. He's within DRS range, so he should have a go. But I'm just looking at his ERS he's got left. He's got around 40% left, whereas Tristan's got maybe a little bit more in store. Can Camerals get a good exit coming out of Beckett and Chapel? The answer is yes, but he's not close enough to have a go on this occasion. So could he maybe try and undercut on Tristan at this point? I would imagine Tristan will be in the pits at the end. So we've got another spin involving Lukey and the other Alfa Romeo in the running. That is Evans. He's hit the wall quite hard there. So
Ace got past Nick, but I think Nick is not going to give up on this one. Nick G, of course, the man who I raced with last season at One Hub Racing. Is it Josh beached? No, he's back. Okay, Josh is back. It is all good. But I think Hooky could get past him sooner or later. You've got to be careful, though, because we do not want any safety cars. I believe safety car is on reduced, just like it is last season in One Hub Racing. As Nick trying to make headway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers got a time penalty. Nick getting his square stop out the way. Soft compounder tyres. I guess he just want to use the hard compounder tyres, it looks like, which is fair enough. As Colin... Wait, where did that move come from, Colin? That was incredible, I have to say. It was a shame I was on board instead of off board. But Colin, beautiful stuff from him. You can tell these softs are just not working. I think Nick's made a mistake going on these softs, to be honest. He should have gone on the hards or maybe gone to mediums. He's going to hope for a safety car so he can go on to another 7 meters, which he should have saved. Because obviously we didn't have any qualifying at this moment in time. But Casper is going to try and challenge Cam for P2.
Tristan remarkably still in front. We've got the McLaren of Luke diving to the inside of Casper into Stowe corner, and that's going to be a change in position in favour of the McLaren pilot. So Luke up into P3 then, ahead of the Red Bull man, as Tristan from the race lead pits in, and he'll go on to the set of mediums for sure. We've got, there's a collision between the Haas and the Red Bull of Axoc there. So I don't know whether they were tussling over getting into the pit lane, but the Red Bull driver has unbelievably got through there, and I think there was just a bit of a misunderstanding as to who was going where.
I think Samba got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, you know. So we got that. So a few drivers getting penalties at the moment. And it's
he's having to double stack.
It's double stacking an AlphaTauri, Samba and Nick, I believe, as well. Yellow flag set to 1.
Colin, that's spun just before entry.
Colin. Colin has spun, and now for the way to straight. Luckily, he's got his car going again, and luckily the gap between him and Waze is so big that he has a decent. But he's going to find it hard to just catch up to Canard. But you never know. But here we go. Luke versus Cam. Surely it's going to be Cam's move for the taking. because those mediums are going to be so much better. If I was Luke, I would pit now because you can tell with the traction that he's struggling with his tyre temperatures. Cam has a little bit more speed in him as well, and he can manage his tyres more effectively on these mediums. He's more durable. So Cam's got to be brave. He can't afford to be stuck behind Luke that long because otherwise he's going to lose so much time. Josh, unfortunately, has left the session, so probably he's had enough. Rage Man is on to the hard compound of tyres. Luke is in. Luke is in, so he's going to go on to a set of the mediums. Casper is in for softs. I can see why he wants to go for soft now. Fair enough. Breaker as well. Ace stays out. What about Waitsy? Is he going to come in? No. Canarmed stays out. Colin stays out. Waze is AI. Comes in. Quinn stays out. Tristan obviously just pitted. Lukey stays out. And so does, well, pretty much everyone from Nick G downwards has boxed at least once. But there's certain people that I question if they're going to make it to the end. But we'll see. Tristan is ahead of Casper on the road now. So Tristan effectively... Actually, no, Luke's jumped them. Luke's jumped Tristan. So Luke effectively is your net race leader. Cam Rules needs to push. He's going to effectively be better when he goes on to the softs later on, but he does need to push now. Same with Ace and same with Waitsy. If they don't, it's going to be likely that Tristan or Luke is going to get ahead. Tristan gets past Luke into Brooklyn now. We just missed that on stream, but Tristan up into 7th place.
Yeah, so Tristan using the DRS to get in front of Luke, whilst Luke is getting his tyres up to the optimum window. So the Alpine is doing up into P7 on track, which could be the net race lead once everyone else has pitted. We've got another spin, that's Rageman, who's had a night to forget really, but nothing is on the line anyway, so won't need to worry about anything. Camrose is staying out for another lap, so this is an interesting strategy that he is doing at the moment. And you might have to think about pitting next time around, because otherwise he's not going to quite get the benefit from the soft compound as he would do if he pits maybe a little bit earlier, but we'll see.
I'm surprised that not many medium runners are pit now, because we've seen people make the softs last for a bit longer than expected, but it may be down to their setup, maybe not best designed for tyre wear. So, oh no, Lukey's got a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So this will get added to the end of the race unless we get a safety car. So Waitsy comes in. We've got a huge train of cars, I think, in the midfield. So we've got Luke versus Casper. Casper's on soft, so theoretically this should be easy pickings for Casper. Oh! As Luke almost touches Tristan there. We'll see if Casper can have that deficit removed soon. But Luke, now you're at your net race lead once again. Quinn hasn't pitted, so Luke has caught up to them. Quinn is struggling a little bit, but Quinn, Colin, Canarmed, Ace and Cam are hoping for a late safety car. Things could all change. Here comes Luke, trying to go for a move that Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton did many moves ago.
Oh, no.
And we've almost had a repeat of what happened to Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen that year. But Luke has gone for spin, and Casper, I think, too. So Cam could come into this in the race lead. I don't know. It's going to be tight due to the loss of pits. But Ace is your race leader for not very long, though. Canarmed is in as well. Colin goes in. And Tristan has a 3-second gap on Casper as well. Don't forget this way.
Safety car.
Safety car! Has Ace won this race?
Well, given the penalties that a lot of the drivers have got already.
Actually, no, because the gap's 20 seconds and you lose 30 seconds, so no.
Well, you say that, Jess. They have a delta to adhere to. So that might give the breathing space that Ace needs for when he comes when he eventually comes into the pits.
I remember him winning in Brazil. Oh my God, that was so good. I think we were all shocked more than anything, but we were absolutely delighted. I'm not gonna lie, but could we see Cam win? Could we see Tristan win? Casper hasn't won a race for a long time, so it'll be great to see him win. Luke as well. Oh, that's cruel. That is cool. Josh has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car.
I don't think it is, Jess, because he's got a delta that he has to adhere to.
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
just not
that is a
adhered
good
to it.
point. He probably lost concentration, which I've done many times on this game. But meanwhile, Ace is probably going to be absolutely delighted. Oh, it's going to be close. And don't forget, you lose less time in the pits during a safety car because everyone's got to stick to Delta. So he's definitely going to be on course for a podium. He did manage to do that in the 5 lappers, and we got less than 5 laps to go here. So he's got a really good chance. We got him on a Mercedes is coming in. Loads of people are coming in for soft, by the way. So it's literally going to be a sprint to the finish. So Tristan's in, Casper. The ones who started on the mediums, by the way, have got a best shout at winning this race. But will their tyres make it? We'll find out as Ace comes out. And Cam just about gets the lead. Well, quite comfortably gets the lead from Ace. What about Casper? Ace gets ahead of Casper. Canarmed in 4th. Colin 5th. Samba 6th. And this brings the likes of Quinn back into this as well in the top 10. And then we will have a 3 lap. Actually, I'm trying to think. Will it be a 3 lap or 2 lap sprint to the finish?
It'll be 2 laps because this is the first lap where the race leader's caught up to the safety car. So we'll be
right.
2 laps. So don't assume it's going to be pitting at the end of this lap because it won't because not all of the field have caught up to it yet.
Okay, so there we go then. Final set. Typical, the final race on F122, and it's going to end in a safety car. So, yes, we're going to get our last safety car on F122. And how many predictions, how many safety cars we're going to get on the new game in our seasons on One Hub Racing? We'll have to wait and see. And how, like I said, hopefully we don't get too many red flags in this season. I would like to see at least one, but not too many. But red flags, of course, could change the strategy a little bit as well. As Hooky comes in. Everyone's on softs except Waze. But I think Waze has left the session, so that's probably why. So everyone who is in control of their car is on the soft compound size. Yes, safety car will be in at the end of lap 11. If you are liking the stream, by the way, don't forget to make sure you click follow on our Twitch channel. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you are watching this back... Oh! Cam spun! Cam spun! Oh no! So he's in the lead comfortably and he spun on the safety car. He did a George Russell in Imola, apart from he didn't crash. My oh my, that was awful. That was awful. But make sure you leave us a like anyway on the YouTube video anyway. And subscribe on YouTube too if you haven't already. But that brings Ace back into the lead. And he's got a 3-second buffer to Casper and Kanan because he's got that penalty. But that's a shame for Cam. Could have been his win that he was looking for. But unfortunately, down in 7th. But anything can happen. That brings Tristan and Samba back into this now as well. Safety car should be in next lap. Will the likes of Hooky and Rageman catch up? Remains to be seen.
So Cam did exactly what Casper did in the previous race, where
he did.
He dropped it on the well, it was towards Blanchemont where Casper dropped it, but the corner of which Cam Rules had spun was coming out of a faster corner, if I'm honest with you, or a slower corner, whichever. But either way, just lit up the rear tyres and spun the car around. I think that's been a common mistake on these cars on this particular game cycle. From my understanding, the handling will be better in the next game, so fingers crossed it won't be too much of a...
Oh God, I hope so.
Problem.
I pray to God it's much better. I keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully, you know, I'm praying. I'm praying, but we'll obviously have to wait and see. And so we got a Ferrari in P1 and a Ferrari in P18, by the way. That is interesting to behold at the moment. But however, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know about the qualifying result in Le Mans, make sure you mute for 30 seconds. Ferraris actually did well in Le Mans in qualifying. 1 and 2 in the hypercars, which I have to say, really good. Light delivery, by the way. I was watching hypercar yesterday, it was brilliant. A lot of slow zones. I think I think there was one time this weekend where they were called a red flag because one car did not know their left and right. That's why a red flag was called during a slowdown, which was very weird. But anyway, safety car is in this lap. I'll let you do this one as well. I think Ace is going to potentially go as early as he possibly can, or will he catch each other out? We will see. But everyone is back in this one, and everyone has caught up. So bring it on. Final 2 laps on F122.
Yep, so Harvey coming into club now. Is just how
Ace.
long will he leave it? Yeah, Ace, sorry. How long will he leave it going into club and onto the Hamilton straight? He's leaving until the last moment, and he's away, and he's got a good restart over everyone else pretty much. He's got 2-car buffer between him and Colin, who does not have a time penalty, but he's got in too deep, and now Ace has got a time penalty. So that plays into the hands of Colin now, but he's just been overtaken by Samba.
I don't think Colin fought for that one. I think the main concentration for him is Tristan, because Tristan does not have a penalty, and Tristan trying to dive up the left-hand side as well, not leaving that much space at all, not gonna lie. But Colin's not gonna get this one up as well. Could be free abreast into Brooklands. Please don't make it free abreast, because it's not gonna work as well. Could go to spins. Tristan goes off, and Colin takes effectively your race lead. Oh no, Cam spun again! Cam, no. So Cam's gone off. Colin's got to be careful though. He's got to catch up to these guys, because otherwise one of these guys will effectively win the race. So
yeah, he's been too kind on the restart.
Yeah, he has. He's been too cautious. He's got to push.
Yeah, he's got to push now, and there's no DRS between now and the end of the race, so he's got to get the hammer down and get back to within a 3-second margin of Ace by the time the checker flag comes out. He's only got a lap and a bit to do it.
1 second. This is not looking good for Colin, but you never know. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. Final lap on F122, guys. Let's make it a good one. Ace leads from Canarm in second, Casper third, Samba fourth, but it looks like it could be a Colin, Ace, Canarm podium. But it just depends on the penalties. I'm not going to turn the penalties, by the way. I'm going to make it a surprise, as we've had a few spinners in the background. As Lukey and Rydog trying to go side by side. Ooh, Lukey giving it some beans, heading towards Adrian into the Wellington straight. Nick, unfortunately, gets a time penalty. But Lukey looking in his mirrors. There he goes through Brooklands. Stays in 10th position. Waitsy having a nice battle, I have to say, with his RDR compatriot of Quinn. Right in the back into Woodcut then as well. And will they make the move into Cops? I think Waitsy's going to be... Oh, no, Colin! Colin's got 3 seconds on. This is either between Canarms or Ace now for the win.
I think it's going to end up being Luke, actually, because I think he's within 3 seconds
of
the race lead. He might just take it, but he needs to get past Colin, really, to throw himself in the mix for the race win. So, we see the Willis...
Oh,
the front Ace has spun!
A race victory out the window. I'll let you take the finish.
So Canarm is going to take the checker flag first, but will it be him that comes away with the race win at Silverstone? He goes over the line, but we're looking at this 3-car battle as they go over the line.
Luke
it's
wins!
Luke that takes it!
Luke wins the final race on F122. Casper second. Canarm third, Waitsy fourth, Colin fifth. If Colin did not get that penalty in the final lap, Colin would have won that race.
I've just seen an incident as well. Axelot deliberately taking out Nick at Club Corner, but we'll take it with a pinch of salt.
I think they're both management. I think it was for a bit of fun, but we will see in the chat.
Yeah, but either way, we've just seen a few donuts by Axlock and Rydog before they cross over the line.
I think they were trying to do donuts, to be fair, and then yeah, it didn't work for them. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. So, I think everyone was trying to do practice starts now before they
No, you didn't do the donut right, Axelot. Scorpion. Right, Rydog. Are you going to do it? No.
No, they already did it. They already did those donuts.
Yeah, but I didn't see them. Never mind. Maybe on the end of next year's game. Or maybe the end of next season. You never know. So, 3 different race winners, I believe, tonight. So that's always great to see. And Luke from ERT as well. I'm sure Dexter will be happy to see that as well. And I like this emote as well. Love the podium celebrations. And I'll equally give all podium celebrations a little bit of coverage here today as well. And a really fun event as well. And what a way to wrap up F1 22 as well. And some very great seasons and one-off events to remember throughout this game cycle as well. So well done to everybody involved. And we'll go through your results in a minute. But what a great game cycle for One Hub Racing.
That was quite manic, wasn't it? So Luke takes it ahead of Casper by just under a second. Then it's Cunarm third, Waitsy fourth, then it's Colin, Lukey, Quinn, Samba, Twiston and Cam rounding out the top 10. We've got Nick G ahead of Shockways, whose car was controlled by the AO throughout all that. Then it's Ace in 13th, who could have easily have won. Rageman, Cookie, Outslot, Dog and Nick are classified as finishers. Evans was the only driver who was DNF'd or not classified. Samba got the fastest up for your information, so that rounds off action for this evening.
Samba went from 19th to 8th, by the way, and Canarm went from 18th to 3rd, so great job on them. So, yeah, well done to everybody. We are done for F1 22. I think we're going to see a lot of people uninstalling the game. Like I said, I'm not to make sure I get my setups and settings from the wheel and stuff, but there we go. A lot of great moments. I have to say, my best moment was my first season on F1 22 at One Hub, where I almost got 3rd in the standings. I was close, but if I didn't miss USA, I would have got 3rd. But I got 4th, and it was one of my best seasons ever. But yeah, I really enjoyed that season. Had some great races, and I enjoyed my Bahrain podium that I got as well. But Tom, what has been your favourite moment in One Hub for this game cycle?
I mean, there's not been a lot because of my my work commitments, but my favourite moment, it's very hard to say because I know there's been some good racing, you know, from.
You did podium, didn't you? P2,
yeah,
was it?
It might have been last season when I did it. Not last season, but in F1 21 anyway. So, but I was very much in a reserve role really, so it's kind of difficult for me to remember.
No, I think you did last season. I swear you did last season.
Well, it would.
You did it with more.
All right, yeah, I did.
Yeah, more was streaming, I believe. I can't remember. It's that long ago, folks. Canada.
Yeah, I was thinking Canada. I did it with more because it was quite a topsy-turvy finish that decided the championship in that.
Ah, yeah. I'm trying. I don't think I commentated on that many races this game, so I don't know what my favourite commentary mode. But you're not all here for that. I know it's going to be a spike of viewers soon because we still got 2 more things to announce. So I need to get these things up. So earlier on the year in May time, we did a next level racing time attack where people in the community were asked to submit a lap around Miami using the hashtag NLR Hot Lap. They could do a video of it or they could just show a screenshot of what lap they did. It was entirely up to them. We did see some creative interpretations, not gonna lie, but it happens. But I think, I'm trying to remember how many people took part in that. So I'll need to double check that in the wheel. So, it would have had the right wheel open. I had the F1 23 giveaway. It's not that yet. So we had 14 entries, and I'm going to shuffle them very quickly and stop. And I'm going to go to the wheel now. So, like I said, the winner of the next level racing time attack will get an FGT light worth £279 as well. So that should be fun, but I'll get the wheel. Why is the wheel not working? It's an absolute idiot. It's annoying sometimes, and I have so many tabs open. If I crop that ever so slightly, just give me a second. You can't see it at the moment, but I don't want you to see the amount of tabs I've got. But yeah, shall we get this wheel a spin for the first time tonight?
Yes, we'll do it.
Here we go then. I don't have the sounds, unfortunately. I didn't have time to sort out the sounds, but actually, do I have time? I'll quickly sort out the sounds now. Just give me a second, because I do have a lovely wave microphone, and yes, I like to draw attention a little bit. So I'm kind of glad I did that. Right, here we go then. We're about to announce the winner of a lovely prize. Here are your contenders. There's about there's 14 of them. Most people are members of One Hub Racing. There's a few members that are not, but let's see who the winner is. Oh, it's so close. But it's John. Colin's dad. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think he's racing tonight. I know he didn't, but Colin is, and I think Colin's going to be absolutely delighted with him. So, congratulations, John. You have won the Next Level Racing Time Attack prize. Oh, John's going to beat me now in next season now with that cockpit. But he's won that anyway. I'm delighted with that one, I'm not going to lie. Just a worthy win, even though it's random. John deserved that, I think. Good on, John. As we now announce our second prize, and it's a copy of F1 23 on any platform of your choice. And a big thank you to ERT for partnering us with that. So what that people need to do is retweet the tweet and tag a race mate. And let me just get that up as well. And did you enter that, Tom, or did you not?
No, I didn't.
Oh, but did you have you got? I guess you already got a copy of F1 23.
Not yet, but after I've done my work at F1 next weekend for Montreal, because it's released on the weekend of the Canadian Grand Prix, isn't it? So,
Yes.
So I'll get it when I come back, but it'll probably be on the Wednesday because I'm over at Wilton Mill for a charity karting event.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm actually jealous. Mill is a very nice track, by the way. It's brilliant. But yeah, so this is what you guys can win. Any platform. It doesn't matter what gen of results as well. And I'm looking at this wheel, by the way. And it's a big one. It's 390 people. Here we go. Sorry, I've been drawing attention up a little bit. But the winner of the F1 23 giveaway is, as I shuffle them once again. And stop. Here we go. I can't see who's won. That's annoying.
Zoom in, Jess. You can always zoom in.
T27 Zyrus. So many congratulations. I don't think they're racing One Hub Racing. So if you are watching, we will put a tweet out. Make sure you contact us on One Hub's Twitter account. Message us, message us with your jet platform and what, if it's a PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X or Xbox One or PC or EA app. Just let us know what platform you're on, and then we will gift you F1 22. It is a standard version though, so you won't be able to play it until Friday, but you get a free copy of F1 23, which I'm very jealous about, so congratulations. So Tom, we are done. That took a while, the wheels, I do apologise.
Well, we got there in the end anyway, but yeah, it was a nice way to go out on F1 22 and now onto F1 23. I think it's worth noting, or maybe worth considering, when the next season of One Hub Racing is going to begin. Would you know? Well, I know you said you don't want to reveal anything at this point, but I would imagine it'd be relatively soon enough.
We do. I do know, but I'm not going to say.
Okay.
The calendar's still being finalised as well for next season, so the start date might change ever so slightly, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. But I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody that's been involved genuinely at One Hub Racing throughout this game cycle. It's been amazing. Thank you to all the management members. I'm going to try and list them on the top of my head, but you know who you are anyway. But thank you to all of you for what you have done this season. Thank you obviously to Lukey and to Nick for all your work as well, especially those two have been absolute stars throughout this season. Thank you to all the commentators. Thank you to all the drivers. Thank you to all the tier coordinators. Thank you to everybody that was watching the race. And thank you to you, Tom, for joining me in the commentary box as well. I think we all deserve a nice break from F1 22 commentary before F1 23 begins in earnest as well. Hopefully we can get some new commentators as well, because a lot of people have moved on to bigger and better things. So hopefully we can get some new commentators. But thank you for joining me, Tom, as well. And best of luck with F1 starting again in just under a week's time.
Thank you very much, Jess, and thank you to everyone being involved, whether you've been racing, commentating, or just tuning in to watch the action. We couldn't have done it without you. So we look forward to the next game cycle. Hopefully it'll be bigger and better than what we've had in the last 12 months.
Yes, indeed. So from me, Jessica Ball, and from Tom, we will see you on the next game on F1 23. Release date Tuesday for the Champions Edition, Friday for the Standard one. I hope to see you racing on F1 23. Take care. Bye-bye.